What's up, Internet? All right, so decided that didn't want to wait anymore, so we're going to go ahead and build this here laser. Figured let's actually kind of utilize some of this here space to do something productive for once. So, for those of you who don't know, this laser was sent to me by Mr. Sergio. It is a, I always seem to get the name wrong on it, but I believe it's an Aleska, ELEKS laser. That's a Elkis Maker or Elkis Laser. Elkis Maker, I guess, is the company that made the unit. Anyway, Sergio sent me this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and piece it together. We cannot test it out yet. Power supply did not make it here yet, so still waiting on the power supply. But these are some of this is basically the kit. It is currently semi-assembled. It did come from Sergio, who did actually have the system up and running at his place. So that being said, let's go ahead and kind of get started. To all of you guys who are currently in the chat, thank you for coming and hanging out. Yeah, there's no need to worry about safety so far because, again, like I said, currently it's missing some of the stuff that is required to make it a functional laser. You've got your wheels here, motors, your 2040 extrusions, the 2040 extrusion with the laser module on it. Says the manufacturer right there. If it would just focus. But anyway, this is, if I remember correctly, a 2.5 milliwatt laser. We'll set that there for the moment. To get these guys on, it's pretty simple. I'll do this one opposite of the other. Pretty much you just push it through, just like so, guys. I'll go out here a little bit more. There we go. See, just kind of line it up, push it through, and then all you got to do is kind of push back the belt a little bit here. Get the tension, and then get my big old digits out the way. But there you go. Just loop the belt over. It actually just uses pieces of the belt locked in place and then just pulls itself. As you can see, it'll just pull itself across there. So not too super crazy. And kind of got the chat going here a little bit so I can kind of see what you guys are saying. But I do apologize if I seem like I'm ignoring you guys. I'm not, or at least not trying to. But now those two are currently set up, ready to go. The laser itself, as you can see, this one's already pre-assembled, courtesy of Mr. Sergio himself. So I thank him for that. I'm going to just tighten these screws here so that the laser doesn't try to slide down and out of there. Like I said, currently I don't have the power supply for this, so we won't be actually testing it today. But we'll at least get the frame put together. We'll get everything set up. We'll make sure everything's moves smoothly. We don't have any issues with that. We're going to set the laser back here out of the way against the wall. We'll move our two side pieces over. Here's our controller. Controller has two stepper drivers, a Arduino, looks like an Arduino Nano hiding up under there. So you got like a little Arduino Nano, and then there's a 12-volt power right there. That's what I'm currently going to be waiting for. Should be here. Hopefully, should have it start of the week. Hopefully I should have it Monday, Tuesday next week. And if I don't return back to work, we'll test it out before then. If not, and I do go back to work, well, then we'll test it out when I get home. But for right now, let's go ahead and take these two pieces here. When you get this kit, it usually comes unassembled. Like I said, for the most part, Mr. Sergio had already had this put together and was testing it. But since he had something new coming, he decided he didn't need it anymore. And what better place to send it than to Dan's lovely room here for reassembly and testing. So, but what you'll have is you'll have acrylic parts like this. There's 4 of them. You'll have some hammer or T-slot nuts that will slide into the channel, and you have your screws. You'll put just like so, 2 on each corner. And then you've also got your feet underneath. So one will go in the front, one would go in the rear, and then these guys would go just like so in between. And that's what we're going to go ahead and put together. So let's go ahead and get There was a little bag of parts here with some random screws. I'm going to go ahead and just dump them right out here in the middle, because what better place to put them than in the middle? Make a nice little mess here. There we go. These are 3D printed parts that actually trap or pinch the belt in place. I thought that was kind of interesting to see. Looks like I may have to find these models or make a similar set myself. Looks like these guys, just with a little bit of time and some wear and tear, they are starting to warp a little bit, but we'll get it put together, test it out, and see how it does, like I said, in the coming week. For right now, though, let's go ahead and make sure we don't. All right, let's get the right bit here so that we can, there we go. Got the good old iFixit kit here with a 4. So it's running a 4 there. But again, it's pretty much straightforward. You just kind of stick the screw through the hole, start to tighten it down, leave it a little loose so that we can make sure it wiggles into place. Before we do put the other side on, I will slide the little hammer nut or T-slot nut, however, whatever you want to call it. I will slide one of these in the channel here because you want to put it in that channel. And I do apologize for those of you who are going to say, you got to get in closer and zoom in. And yeah, I know. I don't have that kind of setup just yet. Sorry, it's still a single cam kind of setup. But what you're going to do is stack the big piece, or the thicker piece will be on the bottom. That's got some teeth marks in it that the belt will go into, the smaller piece there. And then what you'll do is drop the screw through, pull it down till it meets where the hammer nut is. And this is all pretty straightforward. A lot of people, I'm sure, if you're putting one of these together, most likely this isn't the first time you've dealt with anything similar to this. So you don't see this being a first time thing, but if you are a first timer, I apologize. This isn't really a great how-to video, but just tighten it down for right now. We'll loosen this side here and pull back just a little bit more, just to make sure that we have as much of the slack out of it as we can. And then we'll pull back a little bit and tighten it down, just so we know we got a nice tension on the belt there. And that still a little loose there. So and these 3D printed parts, again, they are, like I said before, 3D printed, so they may end up needing to be redone. It looks like there's still a little bit of slack in this belt, and every time I tighten it, it pulls a little bit, so I might have to loosen this side a little bit and see if maybe we jump a few teeth back the other way. Mr. Bruce, what's up? Mr. Non-Fam, Non-Stick, JS, what's going on, guys? Like I said, I do have the chat up behind me on the big screen, but I am currently with my back to it. I'm going to have to modify or work on something here. I think I'm going to have to get a screen on the wall right there so I can just, when I'm working over here, kind of see what you guys are doing, what you guys got going on, and then be able to kind of partake a little better in the future. But let's go ahead and see if we can get this a little tighter now and actually get it to kind of stay in place there. Kind of realizing this is a great design, but with it being, like I said, a 3D printed part, it doesn't. There we go. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and put the other side in real quick here. I'll just lift that up. Grab 2 of the screws. And there we go. There's 1. And And here's 2. Yeah, I might get a hold of you on that one there, Bruce. Let me see what I can find. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll let you know. I'm sure on their website they've probably got something. Yeah, there's my pretty face. What's up, guys? And yeah, I got my headset on because this bike works better than the camera. So I'm not going super crazy tightening it just yet, but just want to make sure they're snugged up for now. I'll play with them the rest of the way here in a little bit. All right, let's get this side. And actually, before I go too super crazy, I want to make sure that once these are kind of in place, we'll go ahead and kind of tighten up the top as well with the, but let's get these kind of started anyway. I gotta say, I like the kit for the simple fact that it's a pretty simple, straightforward kit. As I say that, I'm fighting one of the screws here just a little bit, but that's all right. It's going now. There we go. And then again, get this one here. Oh, wait. You guys didn't catch it. You guys probably did, and I missed it, but got to make sure we don't forget to slide this guy in there. So let's get this in there. There we go. One hammer nut in. So let's see if anybody caught that. Did anybody tell me I need to do that? Nope, don't see anything there. Yeah, non-stick. I was going to say, I see you and I believe non-fam, both of you guys have been going pretty nuts in the Creality 72-hour stream. So I was in there, in and out. But for right now, I decided I wanted to do this. So this is what I'm doing. And you guys are going to watch, I guess, because you're here. So let's get that. There we go. There's that one. There's that one. Now, let's go ahead and get the belt here. Go ahead and push that through. Well, make sure that it follows the same as it did before. And we will grab a screw here. Pull that down a little bit so we can at least get it started here. And then we'll press down and pull back a little bit. But like I said, I will be. Oh, yeah, we pulled that side out altogether. So let's loosen this up a little bit. Get that back. But there we go. Yeah. We'll pull that back just a little bit here. Get this side kind of pinched down some. There's that. There we go. Pull that back and then move this into place. And yeah. We'll tighten that down there. We'll pull this other side a little tighter because it seems like it wants to argue more on the other side here. So I can tell you that modification that I am going to be probably making here, I talked about a little earlier on the earlier stream today, is I'm probably going to be making a part for this where I can actually elevate the laser up, and then there'll be like a drink tumbler that'll sit underneath, and you'll actually be able to spin the tumblers. I've got extra stepper motors. I'll have some extra extrusion, 3D print some parts, and I've got belt. So I'll be able to make that and then go ahead and spin it from there. As a matter of fact, Mr. JS, well, let me come over here real quick and jump on the computer and grab the link to where you can find this kit over on the Amazons for $150 currently. I don't know how long this kit will be available there at that price, and if it's even still a viable option for many people. I know that Sergio has had this kit for a little bit. But let me go ahead and drop this in the chat here in case any of you guys are interested. There you go. That is the link to it. And I'll make sure to modify the description and put that in there too. It's not an affiliate link, so I don't get jack or shit for it. You guys do know me. I tend to enjoy my sentence enhancers, so far be it from me to, not use them. But here we go. Now we'll take one screw, stick this side through. We'll get one in on this side real quick. Get it started a little bit. We'll take another one and go over here on this side. Get this side started real quick. And then we'll get the bottom two started. It is a very simple kit. Like even with the stuff not being pre-assembled, you could probably, with a little bit of understanding and experience, probably could have this kit together in about an hour. Probably less if you didn't talk like I do. So you probably have this kit together in less than an hour. But yes, it was nice of Mr. Sergio, Mr. AKA, Mr. HVAC A to Z, to send this to me. I appreciate it greatly. It means a lot. I know, again, like I said, he has another kit that was coming. So he decided to go that route. And since this was just taking up space, he said, "Hey, Dan, here you go, buddy." And I said, "Hey, Sergio, thank you greatly. I'll make a video about it and we'll put it together." And he said, "You do what you got to do." And I said, "Thank you. I will." So here we are. Tighten that down, and that does have a lot of wiggle in it. So I am kind of thinking we will need to reprint some parts. Not a huge issue. Again, like I said, I do have some of the good old polycarbonate PETG left that did actually just take off on me there on this side. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but this side is just pulling back through. So, and that side now pulls through as well. So let's try something. Let's just see, since it's warped as much as it is, let's just flip it anyway. Let's see what kind of damage gets done, shall we? If I have to, I can and will reprint, because ain't like I don't have an empty printer sitting there that I keep getting enough crap from you guys about, huh? About how come it's never printing anything? How come I never see your printers working? So let's see. That seems to be holding a little better. Let's take this one apart real quick and we'll do the same. We'll see how that does. Flip it over. Grab the runaway screw there. Put this in here. And that actually does seem to feel like it's biting a little bit better. So let's see. Yep, that seems to be better. Okay, there we go. That's better. And as I said, it walks across. There you go. This part here has your two wires to connect. And then you've got, again, the controller with all of your plugs and connections right there. Do I want to link to a 5.6 watt laser attachment? You can definitely, if you'd like to send me a link, go ahead, Rover. If you don't have me, or if you're not following me on the Twitters and whatnot, there are other ways to do it. And I guess I probably, if I would have been thinking, would have slid those in and then put this on like so. But I did not do that. And really, it can go on this backside here. So if we have to, I will just knock them out and then we'll put this back in. I do, if I remember correctly, believe that these are the same length. So you can connect them to the motors. Looks like Sergio marked these, or at some point they were marked by someone. But these are the motor side. They have the extra on them. So those are your motor. These are the board. So X, Y, and Y. So since these are both the Y axes to go for the backs and forths, this one is your X axis. It says X right there. And I know you guys aren't going to be able to see it, but if you look down inside this little channel here, I know you're not going to see it down in there, but you might. You can kind of, there you go. It says X, Y, Y axis down inside there. So that would be how that would go. This one is your X. And then here is your laser, and that one goes right there. And then this one just says motor, and I'm not exactly sure what motor the red one goes to, but yeah. So it's just a matter now of sticking those back in like so. So I'll have to take the two loose on one side, pop them through, and then pop these in. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll make sure everything is connected and working. So for right now, we'll just do this. We'll take this one out. We'll take this one out. And actually, if I were a smart man, which I am not, we all know that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to push the other two through and make them work. Plug the laser in where it's marked pew pew. Thank you, Marcus. That would be kind of cool if one of the manufacturers actually did that, if they did put pew pew on the board there. But like I was saying, guys, all I'm doing is I'm just cheating. I'm pushing these two in, and I'll push the other two through. That way, we'll have these two where I need them. You stay in place. Let's move this one out of the way. And we'll grab this one and pull it out of the way. There we go. Now those two are in. And then these two, we just got to move into place. There we go. Now we'll put these two back through. And again, like I said, with the exception of the like 4 acrylic posts, the rest of these parts here are, or a lot of these parts are 3D printed, with the exception of like the acrylic stuff. So if there's ever an issue where a part doesn't work for you, it ain't like it wouldn't be that big of a pain. You just reprint the files. And like I said, I haven't checked the manufacturer's website to see if they offer the 3D printed parts, or like I'll have the STLs on the website. But we'll check that out here and see what they got. Let me pull this one down and under like so. This one kind of pull out of the way. And then let's move these down to roughly the center, because it just makes sense considering the laser connects, and we want to make sure it's got full range of motion when it's connected. There's that one. Oops. Got away from me there. Let's scoot this down a little bit. Come on, grab it. The one was magnetic and it moved with it. This next one doesn't seem to want to do that. There we go. Little by little, a little bit of magnetic force, and it pulled the hammer nut down the track. But there we go. So we'll loosen this one up a little bit. Scoot it this way a little bit more. Come on. That's pretty good, I think. Let's loosen it a little bit more. Who's messaging me? Is that one of y'all just messaging me real quick? What do we got going on here? Like the little Easter egg? There might be something hidden in the frame. Not really hidden, I should say, but holy crap. Everything's blowing up all at once here. All right. Well, let me go ahead and confirm the friend request real quick. And then the laser upgrade. Nice. Nice, nice. Thank you, sir. Yeah. We'll play around with that here in just a little bit, look at some more stuff. Okay. Anyway, back to it here. We're almost done. Really, it's not super difficult. You just tighten this one down here real quick. Let me get it this way. There we go. And there we go. All right. Now these, you just plug in right here on the bottom of each one of the motors. There's a little connector. Give me a second to get this side plugged in real quick, and then I will show you on the other. Like I said, currently the power cord is not here, but we will make that happen down the road here. But for right now, make sure that motor doesn't take off on me. Stand this guy up here. And again, here is your motor plug. Cord can only go in one way, so can't really put it in wrong because it only goes in one way unless you force it the other way. And if you did that, you did it wrong. But there you go. So that is the little laser that has been sitting, thanks to Mr. Sergio. There you go. Not a very large build volume or burn volume, but again, it's a laser, not a printer. So, you know, we're lasering things, not printering things. The belt blocks. All right, B. I will double check that here momentarily and make sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure those are probably it or very similar to it. But as it goes across here, make sure it moves smoothly. And we have a little bit of slippage on the belt here as it comes across. I am noticing that this belt is a little loose, so we do have some jumping. There we go. Yep. That moves though. This moves. It's a little off, but we can fix that. Jump the teeth and make it work once we tighten the belt all the way down. But for right now, there is everything. We have full range of motion. I can go all the way end to end, side to side. Nothing is hanging and dangling and whatnot. Looks like I do have one wire here that did pop out of the connector, which let's pull this one out. We have our ground wire. Looks like it actually pushed back through or jumped out. That's interesting. And I'm quite certain that's probably something, a little bit of a defect from somewhere. But yeah. Okay, let's put that back in and see what happens here. Okay, everything is down and everything is in. There we go. All right, so There you go, guys. It is the, again, it is the Alesco, or however you want to pronounce that. But it is a 2500 milliwatt, as they say, or a 2.5 watt laser. Give me just a second here to play the screen share game. Let me get rid of that. Close this, move this. There we go. But just going to show you guys again. Like I said, it was purchased by Mr. Sergio, sent to me to basically play around with and do things with. And that's what I'm going to do. So there you go. But this is the laser. All awesome and happy. Currently US 150. Says delivery date would be between December 4th and December 28th. And as you can see, they've got it mounted with a different style case than what I've got there. And the way they've got it mounted laying flat with the plugs coming out the back. I've got it mounted standing up. As you can see here, I've got it mounted standing up with the wires coming off the top, just because that's how the plate that came with it is printed. So that is how I did that. So once power gets here, we'll get some software installed and we'll fire it up again. We'll do another test on it, see what it does from there. I do have, like I said, I do have the power supply coming. So, but we'll get those parts reprinted too between now and then. That way, when the time comes, the belts will all stay in place. We won't have any issues, hopefully, with it jumping or clicking like it was doing there when I was trying to pull the motor back and forth for where the laser's at. So on that note, guys, this is just a simple, quick little stream to show off that laser. Not a crazy long stream. And if you guys would like me to stream again right after this, I'll be more than happy to fire up another stream. But I do want to keep this one specific to the laser, just for the sake of the laser. So I'm going to go ahead now and end this, and we will potentially start another stream if that's what everybody is up for. So let me go ahead and kill this now, and I will see you guys, I'm sure, here probably in just a few.